Fade in. Exterior, outer space. In the never-ending black void, speckled with twinkling stars and painted by nebulous gases, find the red sun, move down to find the planet Krypton, closer to exterior Krypton. Moving down through the milky white atmosphere, break through the cloud cover, high above the surface, a vast continent of whiteness, jagged mountains and valleys with great crystalline cities dotting the landscape. Kryptonopolis, Krypton's great capital city crowned by its megadome. Moving beyond it, to the edge of the continent, its shores bordering the champagne-pink ocean. Cross the ocean. Stormy skies ahead pulse with lightning strikes. Find exterior Bokos Island, night. Shrouded in storm clouds, a land mass rises out of the ocean. Super Bokos Island. Camera continues to approach the island, down closer to the structures. This is a darker part of Krypton than we've seen before. The structures and technology are still unmistakably Kryptonian, but somehow older, more worn than the gleaming perfection of Kryptonopolis. 2 Kryptonian hoverbikes, like crystal spikes large enough to carry a single rider, knife out of the stormy night and descend toward the back alleys of the Kryptonian underworld. The hoverbikes glide to a landing outside a neon-lit entryway. The bikes seem to dissolve away, allowing the riders to touch down and walk. One taller than the other, the 2 figures in long black hooded coats stroll inside.
This endeavor is not without risk. We extend our gratitude for joining us here today.
Interior Bokos Island Socialization Lounge, moments later. Dimly lit and sparsely populated by rough and shady-looking characters. This is Krypton's version of a biker bar. Instead of intoxicating drinks, relaxing mists are served with inhaling apparatuses. At a private table in a secluded alcove, Ursa sits with a large, muscular, green-skinned humanoid conspirator with blonde locks and colorful clothing, face unseen from this angle. The privacy of their business is kept by Non, standing guard. Both Kryptonians keep their hoods up, faces in shadow. The green-skinned conspirator has a rich baritone voice.
Where is Zod?
Ursa holds up a medallion.
I speak for the General here.
Then do.
Your home world of Kolu is going to fall.
Which is why we have come to Krypton.
And you have wasted your efforts. The Council will never vote to go to war, not even to aid a valued trade partner.
And as nothing happens on Krypton without approval of the Council, is it not treason just to have this conversation?
You assume a united Krypton. This is why we have come to Bokos. Historically, Bokos was
Island of thieves.
And it remains a separatist haven for political dissenters. Bokos is among the few remaining territories that do not recognize the Council's government.
Treason nonetheless. And the Council would be foolish to ignore our appeal for military assistance. Certainly Kolu's invaders will target Krypton eventually.
Rumors persist that the Council may have already bargained with your enemy for Krypton's safety in exchange for neutrality in this conflict.
They would accept the word of those savages?
The fools on the Council believe war can be forgotten. But warriors know that sometimes war simply arrives uninvited to your door. Take my companion, for example. He lost the power of speech and suffered damage to its cortex in the Argon frontier incursion. The Council evades reality by refusing to acknowledge that operation as a war. They lie to themselves and to the people, calling it a necessary defensive deployment.
A lounge server approaches the table. Non blocks the alcove and growls. The server moves on. Don't need that.
What is Zod's proposal?
Your people say you have connections to a substantial mercenary force?
Every Koluan with skill in combat is already committed to this war.
In a lost cause. Unless you get assistance from Krypton, which General Zod is prepared to offer as Supreme Leader.
You want my assistance for a coup?
Precisely. In the Council's unwavering faith in their technology, Krypton's defense system has been entrusted in its entirety to a command center module.
Kolu has been under synthetic intelligence governance for centuries.
But this system can be crippled by destroying the module. A precisely coordinated attack by a coalition of your mercenary forces and those Kryptonian troops loyal to the General can seize the element of surprise and overthrow the Council government in Kryptonopolis.
The green-skinned conspirator leans back in his seat.
You know this is the only way.
Council has not yet rendered its decision.
Consider this. Because the Council maintains its control by selling the Kryptonian people on their infallible wisdom, which means a world without war, and an official position that Kolu should stand on its own in a fight they believe you started, if only accidentally.
Suddenly, an earthquake tremor strikes, shaking everything in the lounge. The green-skinned conspirators grasps the edge of the table. The tremor passes. Ursa grins at his nervousness.
We have been experiencing a minor uptick in seismic activity. No cause for alarm.
She rises, joins Nan, and prepares to leave.
Kolu's fate, however, is great cause for alarm. You know how to reach us.
Exterior, Focos Island, alleyway, lounge entrance. Moments later. The hooded figures, Ursa and Nan, step out into the driving rain. Each removes a set of crystalline rods dangling from their belt. Holding a rod in each hand out before them, as bike handlebars, they both crouch slightly. The crystal hover bikes form again, cocooning each rider. The hover bikes speed off into the turbulent night.